Monday, August 24th, and you're watching the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Betting Network, presented by our good friends over at FanDuel. I'm your host for today, Jason Cooper, alongside my producer for the next hour and a bit, Jaleel Shakir, working his way behind the boards. A little bit of a slip up there, but a great way to start a Monday morning. We have a great show for you today, jam-packed. Two great guests that I would love to talk to on any Monday, especially this Monday. Batting leadoff, we got Corbie Craig coming on. We're going to talk a little bit about some MLB action. Around 32-ish games, 30 games left in the MLB season, depending on the team. Couple weeks left, and we're in the home stretch here. I want to know his opinions on really the only race that matters, the AL West divisional race. That feels like it's really the only one that's up in the air. Everything else feels pretty locked up unless we see something crazy down the stretch. Plus, the ping pong that's been going on with Ohtani and PCA, like what the heck is going on? We can get Ohtani at plus 150 right now. Like I think that might be a click at NL MVP, but at the same time, I've said at any point he's a click. So we'll see what that looks like. Then after that, we're going to talk some college football action. We're gonna be able to watch college football this weekend. It does not feel real. You step outside, you get that little bit of cool in the air. I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt because it was cold today in Toronto. It is almost fall, and it is basically football season, and we get some data points to finally get our hands on, take a look at some games to watch coming this Saturday with week 0, the best week of the entire sports calendar year. It's like spring, but for football. Everything's in bloom. Everything is, starting new, and I cannot wait. After that, we got Kirk Evans coming on. We're going to talk some WNBA action. I promise there will be no Enes Kanter freedom talk. I don't want to deal with that anymore. I'm tired of it. It's boring. It's played out. I just want to talk games. Plus, I want Kirk to talk a little bit about the Olivia Miles Azzi Fudd, because he talked about it at the beginning of the season. One, how great Olivia Miles was, what a mistake it was passing on Azzi Fudd. But I feel like we didn't get the real raw response from him, because in a group chat I was in with Kirk, with Kanish, these guys are talking about why is no one talking about Azzi Fudd versus Olivia Miles? Well, we talked about it last week. So Kirk can finally get his opinion on that out there. And then also, we're going to break down the games for tonight. Also, a little wrinkle in the WNBA Futures Board's Defensive Player of the Year. You're going to want to stick around for that, because I think there might be a little bit of an angle that some people might not be considering when betting on Defensive Player of the Years. 3 players have a chance to win right now, 3 front runners. And yeah, you're going to have to stick around to hear about all of that. Do us a favor before we start the show. Smash the like button, goes a long way on the channel. If you're new to the channel as well, hit that subscribe button. Welcome into the chat, TQ, eColt, Chosen Sports, George. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Chosen saying, were people really thinking Sanders won the job? No, I didn't think that. I also didn't think Deshaun Watson won the job. I'm still out here saying Dylan Gabriel should be the starting quarterback week 1. I think if they want any chance at success at winning a single game this year, they're going to need Dylan Gabriel. And so I think Shadir is awful. I think Deshaun Watson is awful. And this is coming off the back of the news today. Deshaun Watson announced as the starter. It's a tough scene when you're a team and your starting quarterback gets booed in preseason. Wow. Does anybody really like Deshaun Watson? I'm still shocked Deshaun Watson even wants to play. Maybe it's to fulfill his contract. I feel like he's made enough money now. He can just go off to an island and hang out with any adult film actresses that he wants. He doesn't have to do this football charade anymore. It doesn't seem like he wants to play. He's not very good at it anymore. These guys are just going to limp their way through a 17-game season. Maybe get 3 wins, 4 wins, maybe. It's going to be awful. First 2 games on the road is the plan for Deshaun Watson to start those, sort of lamb to a slaughter, and then Shadir Sanders comes in and saves the day at home in week 3. Who knows? Who the hell knows? I, for one, feel bad for any Cleveland Browns fan, because this has just gone too far now. I hope you get Arch Manning. I hope something good comes of this organization, because this is going to be, listen, if a fan base can handle a season from hell, it is the Cleveland Browns, because it feels like every season is the season from hell. But you move off of Myles Garrett, you have to deal with these backup quarterbacks as your starters. Some of these guys shouldn't even be playing in the league. And all that to maybe get Arch Manning, who might not even be the first overall pick, who might not even be that good. Who knows? Who the hell knows? How are we ever going to find out? Well, we'll find out next year. But doors already closed on this season for the Cleveland Browns. Maybe take the year off if you're a Browns fan. Anyways, appreciate you guys tuning in. Thoughts and prayers with Cleve TA. Let's get into today's show. Before we do that, I want to give a quick shout out to our friends over at FanDuel. The Hammer Daily is brought to you by FanDuel. Baseball fans, the MLB season is in full swing, and FanDuel is giving you a chance to call your shot with daily dingers. Joining the action is easy. Just make your free pick on who's hitting a home run in their game, and if you're right, you'll get a profit boost to use your next bet for an extra chance at extra winnings. It's just another reason why FanDuel is the home for home runs. It's simple, guys. Pick a player who you think is going to hit a home run. You don't have to bet on them. Just pick a guy. If they hit a home run, bang, profit boost in the account. You ready to play your game? Head over to FanDuel.com/forwardprogress to get started. That's FanDuel.com/forwardprogress to opt in for daily dingers and make your free pick on who's hitting a home run. Yes, you heard me. A free pick on who's hitting a home run. Play ball and swing for the fences on FanDuel, an official partner of the MLB. Must be 21 plus and present in select states for Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, 18 plus and present in DC, Kentucky, Wyoming. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost token. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. Call 1-888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org/shot in Connecticut. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit gamblinghelpline.ma.org or call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. G-Stack in the chat saying, whoa, Arch Manning is Miami bouncer. We'll see. Both of you guys are getting a quarterback. Who knows if any of them are going to be good. TQ also mentioning Bowers Offensive Player of the Year. Thoughts and prayers to anyone who was drafting on, was it yesterday, Sunday or Saturday during the Ashton Ginty scare? Saw some crazy best ball tweets where stealing Ginty in like the 6th, 7th, 8th round. Sounds like he's going to be fine. I know G-Sack was at home screaming, cheering for the Ginty injury because he loves Mike Washington, but maybe we're going to have to wait a little bit longer to see Washington get a full load. Pause. All right, let's get into today's show. Let's bring on our first guest here. You know him for his MLB stuff, but people don't know that he's actually not only a college football expert, but a football expert, NFL expert, 2-0 in Super Bowl betting extravaganzas. Corbie, welcome to the show.
Yeah, Jason, I'm glad I get to see my my 2-0 stands out. It's the centerpiece of my. I need a plaque. 2-0 Hammer Daily extravaganza. It is an honor. So excited to be here. I'm excited. Jason, I'm mostly mad 2 things. First off, is it you? Second is partly myself.
Okay.
We missed out on the chance of just getting the viral tweet, which is every single tweet I've seen this morning is like 5 days until football. Okay. It's game week. We missed out. I've seen them. They've been blowing up like 200 likes on just a simple it's game week. Like, what are we doing here? Missed out. We got to be better next season. So set your alarm. Remind me next season, please. I told you already, but I'll let it slip this time.
I'm not going to lie. I just quickly went on Twitter and just quote tweeted the tweet and said, it's game week. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, what a missed opportunity. We got to get socials on that next time. But appreciate you with the socials brain. Why are you mad at me for that? You want me to set like a reminder for you? Like, oh, you know what I'll do? I'll send you a
You're my social reminder.
All right, schedule send. I'm gonna send you a text Sunday night, the week before football starts, and it says we got NFL action in 5 days. You're gonna send it out 6 a.m.
I would appreciate.
There we go. We got viral tweets, and then you're gonna get a little.
Just know if you send me that, it will be tweeted, and you can just know that whatever it gets is all because of you.
All right, I appreciate the internet points. If you get an Elon check, I expect it coming my way. And here's the deal, all right? If you send that Elon check my way, when the Blue Jays win the World Series, you can just keep the money and buy the plaque for your 2-0 Super Bowl extravaganza record. All right, let's get into today's show. Enough of the funny business. We're going to start with some MLB. We're going to keep the people waiting on college football. Lots to talk about in week 0. My favorite week of the year. I know it's your favorite week of the year. It's everyone's favorite week of the year. But before we get into some college football quickly, let's housekeep on some MLB. First of all, AL West, the last real division race that's still around. Houston plus 135, Texas plus 195, Seattle at plus 210. It's very, very close between these 3 teams. Do you have any way that you're leaning between these guys? I feel like we've been talking about this over the last couple of weeks, but things have sort of been very fluid with this market.
Yeah, it would be Astros or nothing for me. I think I talked about it. I think this Astros offense is significantly better than they've played. Ultimately, you run into the issues like how many games are left. Can you really differentiate yourself? And also, am I right? At some point, you have to say like, okay, well, my expected numbers say Jose Altuve is X, but like the season's almost over. Like, am I just wrong here? So, leaning towards the Astros did not bet this market, but I saw a Barry Horse post about Jose Altuve, and I'm starting to agree. Like at one point, Altuve was a guy that was easy to hate on. Everybody cheated. Altuve had the like whole jersey. It was like very obvious. But I mean, it has been almost a decade. He's still getting booed when he comes up to bat. At some point, it becomes too much. So I in the weirdest way, I'm starting to root for him. It's like, what do they say at Batman? It's like, you either die a hero or live long enough to be the villain. And like, he's almost making the arc back, Jason. He's almost hit just the full circle arc in my head. So and I'm rooting for the Astros, but nothing personally bad here.
All right. Barry Horse tweeted earlier in the year in April saying there are very few human behaviors more pathetic than booing Jose Altuve. I'm not sure there's a more crippling mental illness impacting our species than Jose Altuve derangement syndrome for Barry Horse on August 18th. Honestly, fair. It's been 10 years now since this happened. Like he's proven that he can still play ball regardless of cheating or not.
It's been a while. Also, like the issue becomes like, if you're going to boo Altuve, like you have to boo everybody. Yeah. And I think when the players moved away from Houston, they're like, oh, but he's on our team now. It's like, all right, well, technically, like Carlos Correa should have got booed too. Everywhere he's went, like you should boo everybody. And so Altuve kind of gets the blunt of it, I guess, because he's still in Houston. But no, I'm not saying I'm an Altuve fan. I'm saying at some point it does become a bit much here.
Yeah, not a big Altuve fan, but you are a big Ohtani fan. Speaking of Ohtani, PCA, Ohtani, the odds are just we were awful read on our part. Good read, then bad read, then good read, then bad read. It feels like we cannot figure out where these things are moving. PCA broke some form of a record for the Cubs, a team record where he was 30 and 30. I don't know if it was consecutive seasons, 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases, and that seemed to significantly shift his odds. And I know he's been pretty hot over the past couple weeks, but we still haven't had Ohtani pitch yet. He's supposed to be pitching this weekend. Are we going to get ahead of that? Click that 150 right now. I know we've been clicking Ohtani this whole time whenever he's been plus money, but is this now this time? After the last two times, is this time the final time we can get Ohtani at plus money?
Yeah, I mean, I've still been betting it. Again, ultimately, am I right? Who knows? There's not that much time left in the season.
Yep.
A couple things. First off, Jason, you bring up the 30 by 30, right? I don't know if people realize Shohei Ohtani had a 50-50 year, which is just crazy to think about as a pitcher. It's just a crazy thing to think about. But no, PCA has been awesome. I think that this is one of those markets where it might seem like Jason, I would agree. It was good take, bad take, good take, bad take, and now we're about to have a good one again, hopefully. The thing is, this market moves so fast on what happens on a single day, which I don't think is correct. Like, it's an awards market over the course of the season, and we've talked about this before. But Ohtani's plus 50 right now.
Yeah,
he had 2 home runs in a game the other day. I don't remember what day that was, but he was minus 140 after that game. He went from plus 120 to minus 140 and then back to plus 50. Like, I think it's just a ton of recency bias. And I'm going to stick to my guns here, Jason. If Ohtani pitches 100 innings, I think it's really hard unless you're going to use the what is that called?
Voter fatigue?
Tired of seeing him win an award.
Yeah.
Just bored of it because he's going to pitch Saturday. So, I mean, how many games will have? 36? He would have to pitch, 3 times max to get to 100 innings pitch. I think that at plus 50 is crazy. I'm still clicking Ohtani again. I've said I have a Tyler Glasnow jersey and Ohtani signed a bat, so I can't say much. But Jason, I did see this on the rundown, and I wanted to talk about something. And this is something I brought up in the preseason when I clicked Dodgers plus 310 to win the World Series. I thought it was an incredible price. I think I've talked about this on the show, but it's going on becoming one of my biggest sports futures I've ever had, liability wise. And I talked about this, and I said basically, I think that the Dodgers don't fake injuries because I'm pretty sure that's illegal. But they definitely just mosey on into September, and now with it just so happens that all the injured guys are about to come back, Jason. We see Will Smith now warming back up, getting ready. Shohei Ohtani threw some bullpen pitches. We saw a few bullpen guys, and now Tyler Glasnow comes back. And you look at this week's probable pitchers. You have Blake Snell yesterday. You have I don't know who pitches today. Maybe you have that. I don't have it.
I can grab it for a second.
Maybe they don't even play today. Glasnow tomorrow, Sasaki on Wednesday, Yamamoto on Thursday, Friday's undecided, and then Shohei Ohtani on Saturday. That is your starting pitchers. This is just becoming ridiculous, and one of those things where I just think the Dodgers have so much talent that like they can just be, hey, like you're like Glasnow didn't even get. I mean, he got injured. Don't get me wrong, but it was a lower back spasm. Like he didn't get hurt. It was just like a fatigue thing, and he sat out the entire season. So no, I think this Dodgers team is incredible. I'm very happy with my position, and hopefully don't have to buy any more. So I hope that they win a bunch of games and the price doesn't become good again. But this team is crazy. It's I mean, they are going to cause a lockout by themselves, pretty obviously.
We'll see what happens there. And Barry Horse mentioned this. If you do like the Dodgers, you kind of missed the boat on the price. But just wait until the games start. Wait until the playoffs start, and you can sort of just bet them every single game, and you'll probably get a better price than betting the plus 165 that's available right now. Let's move off and talk.
165 is crazy, by the way.
Why? Like too short, too long? Like you would click it, you wouldn't click it?
Oh no, it's just like crazy to see that a team who hasn't even started the playoffs is less than 2-1. No, well, I mean I guess you would call it too short, but I don't want to tell you my Dodgers number. It's like
it's okay,
100% minus 10,000.
So 165 is still good. Well, if you're not paying attention to WNBA, similar things happening over there. I think the Lynx are like minus 120 right now to win the WNBA championship. Anyways, let's flip over and talk college football. WNBA is safe for the B block here, the second half of the show with Kirk Evans. Week 0, best week of the year. Open floor. We got 8 games today. Any game that you've circled, any game that you want to talk about. I know there's going to be one game that I'm going to be watching. Are you going to be watching any of these games? What games are you going to be watching? What games are you most excited for? Anything you've bet so far?
What game are you watching? Are you referencing the USC game that's like
San Jose State
point spread?
USC minus 38. We're laying it with USC. Like,
it's gonna be a fun game to watch. I think week 0 is one of those things where like people are just excited for sports.
Yes.
I got the Brad Powers notification today from him releasing plays. It was he'll have some FCS this weekend, and there's 45 FCS games. And I was like, oh my god, I need an FCS guy. So I'll stick to Brad Powers there. I don't know what I'm doing there, but no, from a major market game, the USC game's not going to be good. Lean towards an under there. I'm not sure how San Jose scores. And then let's look at just shoot me a couple games. I'll tell you my number. There's a couple that I remember that line moved. I'm trying to find a good price here.
North Carolina, TCU. 7.5 right now. TCU.
Yeah. So that one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so that one I leaned over, which was kind of interesting. I see that there's going to be like potential weather situation. It's played in Dublin, so you never really know. I think somebody step on a duck said it's going to look like the British Open. So lean towards an over. Not sure how North Carolina does much of anything, but do think there's like some off-season sentiment where again people just like hate on the social manner, which is like. Insert any team who gets hype like Bill Belichick is going to bring. People are going to hate him. Now, is that adjusted in the market? Probably not, but lean towards the over there.
All right. What about the Hawaii-Stanford game? Stanford.
Yo, can you see me?
Yeah, you're good.
Something's happening behind. Sound different now. But Hawaii-Stanford. What is the total there, Jason?
Total's 48.5. Stanford 5.5 right now, minus 118.
You say 48.5?
48.5.
Yeah, here we go. So I would bet an over there. I bet the 49 already. So 48.5 over. Hawaii's receiver, like main offensive piece, got hurt in practice. It was noted very loud, and it seemed like it was like pretty serious. And then it's come back to be like not so serious. So I think the steam from 2 weeks ago was kind of fake. Like I think he's playing. I think he's going to be full go. So over 48.5, plenty fine for me in a week 0 bet there. And then I know I have one more, Jason, so I don't just keep making you tell me lines. So I think it's pretty funny, but I'll stop you there. Memphis UNLV 56.5. I bet the under there. Memphis lost basically everything. UNLV, I think people just assume is going to be this like unbelievable offense that got like unbelievable relative to name. They got 2 really big names at quarterback, and I don't know. I'm not as sold on UNLV. My number has them like much closer to a middle of the pack team. I think that entire conference is actually really open. So under 56.5, I got 57. Unfortunate, but under there. So bunch of unders, and then the over in the Stanford game.
All right. Last thing I have for you, just with week 0, New Mexico State, Florida State minus 30.5, paired with the USC game minus 38. These are some like big spreads. Are these just like, how do you treat these big numbers week 0 when there's like nothing? We've seen essentially nothing.
Yeah, I would be curious how these have done in the past. I have no clue. I will say, like, it's interesting. I really wanted to lay it with USC. I think there's a few things that happen. Is like, first off, in blowouts, like, this is where coaches matter more than anything. Like, we've seen the Nick Saban effect of like have the ability to win by 100 and just not really care. Now, like, who is going to care? I think USC has been in a spot where like they really haven't gotten as much love in like the media attention. I guess you watch them, Jason, but like I do think USC has like fallen off a cliff of like the namesake of USC meaning something over the years. And so if they could score 100 here, it wouldn't surprise me. Also, San Jose State lost a lot of pieces. Like, I think in years past, San Jose State had a decent throwing game, and from everything that my number says, like, I don't think this team's going to be good at all this year. Florida State, I posted that I bet the over their season wins. I know you asked about season wins. I bet Florida State's over season wins. That was a hot take. I know DraftKings said their number one future was Florida State under, which probably makes me feel good. But this is another team that people just hate to hate, and I think that there's a little too much bias there. So lean towards Florida State. I did not bet that big number. It wouldn't surprise me if by game day I bet this USC spread, but I have not yet.
All right. Let's flip over and talk some win totals, some futures like you mentioned there. Appreciate the easy segue. Give me one future that's still on the board, one win total, that's still on the board that you've been betting all summer, that is still a go right now. What do you like and why?
Yeah, let me see price. I've got one that is just, it was juiced to hell and back. I don't see it on FanDuel right now. Air Force over season wins was really good. When I bet it, it was like, I think I laid like minus 45, minus 50. So if you feel like being just a psychopath and laying some juice on a season win, I think Air Force is good. But how you're going to ask a conference? So I believe it's 6.5 minus 145.
It's 7.5, 104 right now.
Yeah, you'd be cutting close. I think I have them at 8 wins, and so I kind of liked the distribution there. All right, let me find a FanDuel number that is still good. I know we talked about on the show Oregon to go undefeated. That's a pretty fun. So you could articulate that into like a season wins. But I am low on Florida, so minus 58. These season win totals have gotten juiced to hell in that.
Well, I mean, at this point, there's so much money bet into them. That's why it's tough to kind of grab anything. But we just want to grab something heading into week 0 before we get some numbers on the board.
So we'll go one way. This is minus 04. Alabama under 8.5 season wins, minus 04. I actually, this is kind of like me versus my own number. My number likes Alabama. I think Alabama with 9 wins is very common this year. It's a pretty good team. They are starting, I believe, not Austin Mack, which is kind of hilarious. Guy left high school early to be a backup for 5 years. I actually have Austin Mack as the better quarterback, and I'm pretty confident in my quarterback modeling. So I just think that, candidly, they chose the wrong starting quarterback. Now, who's more correct? The University of Alabama, who watches every player's every move every day, or me? Probably Alabama. But ultimately, it's going to make me think that they don't have the right starter in and make me lean directionally towards the under 8.5 there. Still like Alabama, but I don't like the quarterback choice.
All right, leaning towards the under 8.5 for Alabama's win total. All right, let's look towards the playoffs here. Let's bring out your magical crystal ball. Let's look inside of it, see what we have. Who can you predict to get there? Give me a plus money to make playoff bet right now. I don't want a team that's likely to make the playoffs. I want you to go off the board. I want something that's plus money. Listen, it can be plus 100 for all I care. Just give me something that's plus money on a team to make the playoffs.
Do you have prices in front of you?
We can grab them up in a second. But the second I said that, was there a team that instantly came to mind?
Go ahead.
Was there a team that came to mind when I said that, or?
Oh yeah. So a couple. I would look in the G6 at this point, towards their idea of like the highest rated team doesn't have to win the conference championship. So someone like Boise State is obviously going to draw a ton of buzz. 5-1 Boise. I'm going to scroll down, and the highest value, I've already modeled this out there. The highest value I show, Jason, Navy, which would be, they would get absolutely smacked in the face. But relative to the starting position in the AP poll, or whatever kind of poll you want to use, I guess they're not in the AP top 25, obviously. But relative position in ranking and schedule that they have, like I think that they have an okay chance to not lose a game, maybe
Mhm.
lose one game, and hope that Boise slips up. I don't think that they can do this on their own accord. They would have to have somebody slip up. But at 10-1, Navy to make the playoffs could be a fun one.
Maybe Navy to make the playoffs 10-1. I wish there was like stage of elimination that you could bet like for the playoffs, like there is in NFL, because Navy to just lose in the first round of the college football playoffs would be like probably still just be 10-1.
To
like
lose in the first round.
Yeah, it would probably just be the exact same as the make. Anyways,
10-50.
All right. I was gonna ask you this group of 6 team to make the playoffs, but I guess you kind of already answered that. The one group of 6 team. You think it's Boise State?
Yeah, I would say Boise is probably the correct answer. It's again, it goes to like what you just talked about. It's the way less fun answer.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, Boise's probably right, 5-1. I believe they have a pretty. I don't have the schedule in front of me. I can pull it up actually, but believe they have a pretty easy ride there. So Boise's always good. They have the talent. I believe I have them rated, power rated like +5. So not bad. It looks like they play Oregon first game of the year. I mean, what happens if Boise wins that game? I believe they're a 22-point dog, but you win that game, you have set yourself up to basically have no conversation. You're in the playoffs. So Memphis, tough game. But yeah, outside of Oregon, I have them favored in every single game. A tough game at Western Michigan. Just Western Michigan's a pretty good small school up there. But outside of that, the thing that's helping Boise the most is where they start. I think Boise is a namesake who doesn't really have to prove themselves too much. They're going to end up with one loss to Oregon. So somebody would have to prove themselves otherwise. And I don't think any team has the schedule to do so. So, yeah, it's probably Boise. I could make an argument, Jason. I don't have the price in front of me. I was looking for it. I can make the argument. Air Force. Again, I've talked about Air Force a couple times now. This team is good. I mean, their season wins have moved a point or a win. I'm trying to see if their future to make the playoffs has adjusted.
35-1 is them Air Force to make the playoffs.
You say 35?
Yeah.
That seems crazy. I don't have my number. I don't want to act like I know what the fair price should be. But, I mean, if you're projecting 7.5 wins, their upside – let me just look up their schedule real quick. Their upside should be – I have them dogs in 3 games. Projected 8-4. Yeah, 35-1 probably is. Well, that's less fun, Jason. It's probably correct there.
Well, Corbie, you know how this show works. You know that we love bets that are like 30-1, 40-1, 50-1 that come the end of the season should probably have been like 20-1, maybe 10-1, but still end up losing. Like, we love that. So 35-1 is still a fun click. Before you head out here, just quickly, have you made like sort of any adjustments with the new Pac-12 forming? Has there been like any questions or like problems that have arisen with the new Pac-12? Anything of that nature?
Not really. I would say that the main thing that I'm trying to like digest is just the amount of travel these teams are going to have this year. I was like pulling. I think I posted this somewhere, but like the 150 hardest scheduled travel days are like a very obvious blind fade, which I wouldn't blind anything, but like just the redistribution of conferences is going to make travel and you know, like let's call it Boise State has been so used to going to insert whatever school forever. Did they have, you know, they have their hotels down, they have their amenities down, they know when they should leave, they know all of these things, and now you're having to change. So I would say all of it is just like super nuanced, nothing that's just like people would care about. Honestly, it's just like a bunch of random shit if we're being honest here.
All right, I love it. We love random shit. Before you head out, question from the chat: who did Corbie punt some money on to win the Heisman? Why is Jaden Maiava the worst bet in the market? It's actually not the worst bet. But anyways, keep going.
Yeah,
pretty sure it's moved since opening. But
punting in this.
Pretty sure Jaden Maiava, by the way, sorry to interrupt, has moved since opening. He was like 35-1. I'm pretty sure 27-1. He's now 25-1. So anyways, keep someone's betting him.
So a couple things here. I actually have a bet that, you know, if you're a CLV before the season even starts, truther. So I guess you would just call that LV truther here. You'd say Darian Mensah at 16-1 was a good buy. Now 9.5. Jason, so that would be my punt, but he's third favorite now, so it's not as fun. Josh Hoover could be fun, 15-1. Let me scroll down a little bit. Let me get a little dirtier. All right, I see one that could be fun. let me keep going. I'm going to work here for a second.
Okay.
This is just straight off the dome. That do not take any of this I'm about to say seriously. Avery Johnson 80-1. I'm not falling for that again, Jason. I refuse. I know that I'm not doing that one again. Okay, I've got a fun one. I've got two fun ones that will 100% lose.
Okay.
But if you want vibes, here are some vibes. First one, CJ Bailey, 125-1. I mean, what is a Heisman? A Heisman is a guy who makes his team so much better that it is obvious you want this guy on the podium. CJ Bailey will be that. Now, is it because he's good? Question marks. Is it because his team sucks? Probably. So the issue ultimately is they're not going to win games. But this guy is an athletic freak. Like, I think that he is so much fun to watch. And if somehow they win a ton of games, CJ Bailey could be a lot of fun. And then let's go to like a little more practical, but still not practical. 40-1, Lenora Sellers. Lenora Sellers has shown us before that he has it. I believe he went, I could be so wrong here, but I think I saw that he got LASIK surgery, which is hilarious because I kind of like his goggles. But he's hell of an athlete. Again, this team's not going to win enough games. He's not going to win it. But if you want to talk about like stats and potential top line, like those are two guys who could be a ton of fun. Ultimately, I think the favorite should be Darian Mensah. I get CJ Carr. I get Arch Manning. Mensah's not going to lose a game. Miami did this with Carson Beck. Like, imagine, Jason. Carson Beck didn't even have that great of a start of the year and was favored to win the Heisman until he threw 4 interceptions versus Louisville. Like, people say that, like, oh, they're not going to play anybody. Neither did Carson Beck. And he was quite literally a favorite 5 weeks in. Darian Mensah is better than Carson Beck, I would say. Maybe that's a hot take. Who knows? And has an easier schedule this year, I think. So there's basically one prove-it game for a guy who's going to win 11 games. So, yeah, it would be Darian Mensah, but 9.5-1. Not too much fun.
All right. Darian Mensah, 9.5-1. Should be the favorite, though. I like you planting your flag. Corbie, appreciate you joining the show. Any final thoughts before you head out here?
Yeah, Tyler Glasnow back tomorrow. So just enjoy that. Jason, you can find on FanDuel, I believe you just click the Dodgers game tomorrow, go down to exotics and click Tyler Glasnow no-hitter. You just let me know how much you win whenever it wins, and then we can square up with the Toronto Blue Jays.
What do you mean square up? You lost the bet. That was the whole point of it. What are you talking about? It's all good. I listen. I appreciate you leaving that in your account. And listen, whoever looks at your account and sees that bet, they're like, this guy. We're gonna give this guy a couple more clicks on this account.
It's definitely primed it up. I feel much better.
You're welcome.
I just reached out to FanDuel support. I'm like, hey, can I go ahead and just like, can you go ahead and get this off my account? I just don't want to see it anymore.
Oh my God.
Lost.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, and if it hasn't lost, we got a great clip cut for it. Yeah.
One more thing, because I don't know the answer, and I would love to see your answer in live time.
Oh God.
I genuinely don't know the answer. Has Vladimir Guerrero hit a home run this year? Is that?
Yes.
Are we still tracking for?
Yes.
He did.
Yes, he's hit a home run this year. Yes.
When and how many has he hit?
I don't know. He's 7 home runs this year. It's a down year. Leave the kid alone.
None at home.
None at home. Yes. That's what you were talking about. He still hasn't hit a home run at home yet. Yes.
At home. Sorry. This is what I meant. This is what I was referring. He hasn't still.
Yes.
All right. So maybe they should get rid of him. You know where he would hit a home run? The sunny tropical paradise, Los Angeles, California.
All right, everyone's I'm enough of this. We have too many Torontonians in the chat. They're getting pissed at you. Corbie, appreciate you joining the show. We'll chat next Monday. Appreciate you.
All right, boys.
Great stuff there from Corbie, as always. Boo this man on the way out. Boo that man. Boo that man. Oh man. All right. Appreciate you guys tuning in. You know the drill. Smash the like button. But anyways, we'll get into the rest of the show here in just a second. We got Kirk Evans coming on to talk through some NBA and WNBA action. Just going to get his thoughts on some of the things that have happened in the NBA this past week. We saw a couple veteran signings, a trade. Just get his opinions, if anything's changed since then. I just want to, we're like 40 days away from the start of the NBA season, maybe even less, like 35 days. So I just want to start like stirring things, start like, boiling the water on the NBA season. And Kirk's going to help us out with that. Before we bring on Kirk, though, just a quick reminder about our friends over in the Discord. Because if you're on the Discord, what the heck are you doing? I know Ecolt's in there. TQ, I see you in there as well. We have over 2,000 members in our Hammer Discord. We're not just betting on the games, though. We're sharing what we love. We are sweating the games together. We got exclusive bets from creators. You really want to be there, especially come the start of the football season. It's a great time. You got to be in there. Discord.gg/hammer. Go check it out. Join the Discord or scan the QR code on screen. Ecolt saying he wants G-Stack George on Forward Progress Sunday nights. Well, I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything, but you might have gotten your wish, Ecolt. You might have gotten your wish. All right, let's bring on our next guest. He is a Toronto Tempo inaugural season ticket holder. Big fan of the WNBA. And I know for a fact has done zero work so far on the NBA this offseason. And that's going to come in crunch time. Kirk Evans. Kirk, welcome to the show. How's it going?
Doing well. How you doing, Jason?
I'm doing well. It's been a while. How you been? Everything good?
Everything's good. Yeah, we're getting close to busy season here. No doubt about it.
It's ready to pick up. You had an Offensive Player of the Year bet in the NFL last time you were on, but you didn't want to share it. Have you bet it? Can you share it?
I actually completely forgot about that. That's a great point. I have not bet it.
Have you not bet it because it's not a good bet, or you just kind of forgot about it?
I completely forgot. It's a great question. Is it still up?
Is it okay? Wait, is it Parker Washington 400-1?
How did you know that?
Oh no way! Was it Parker Washington?
That's literally exactly what it was.
All right, everyone boo Kirk because he obviously doesn't watch this show if he doesn't know that we've had Parker Washington in pocket for a month at 400-1, thanks to our good friend in the chat, Ecolt. Did Ecolt send that to you?
Crazy. No. Unless I know Ecolt but don't know him to be Ecolt. That is actually insane that you just pulled that. Also, I will tell you, and maybe I shouldn't say this, but I don't think I've ever watched your show.
That's okay. That's fine. That's fine. You're the one missing out, not me. Don't worry about it.
Agreed.
I know you're busy.
Is he still 400-1 or not?
I last time I checked 2 weeks ago. Yes. I don't know. I don't know now though. I can check that, but yeah, you might want to get in here.
That is
175-1. That's CLV, brother. That's CLV. 175-1.
I literally have only talked to one person about that bet. That is so funny that you sniped that. Good for you.
Well, I will not good for me. That was Ecolt. I'm gonna give credit where credit is due in the chat. And Kirk, you could have had it. Listen, if he wins, you now have to watch the show every single day. You realize that, right?
When I looked, it was 400-1 as well.
Yeah, but
I didn't bet it.
We've been talking about it for months now. TQ in the chat, dude. We've had that for weeks. This is old news. Old news, and now you're getting a worse price. Honestly, Kirk, this is a great reason. This is we just need to cut this promo. Why you should be watching the Hammer Daily every single day, because you'd be getting good prices like that. Bet Parker Washington 40-1.
It's hard for me to disagree with that assessment, if I'm being honest.
All right, let's get into today's show. NBA stuff. I know you were sort of nodding when I said you've done basically no work this offseason. That's how it always goes, though, right? You're focused on WNBA. It doesn't take that much
30 days
to start the engine.
More than 30 days, I think, actually.
You've been keeping an eye on the NBA, though. There was a trade this past week. There was a couple veteran signings, DeMar DeRozan, Klay Thompson. Any of those things, I don't want to say needle movers, but be maybe I like the Heat a little bit more now that they've sort of added a couple depth pieces here. Maybe I like I don't know, Denver a little bit, whatever the case is. Anything you've made note of from this past week in the NBA?
Yeah, I think the Peyton Watson move, obviously, it was pretty material. Not that I would necessarily call it a needle move or anything, but I think he is a legitimately good player who has some upside. He had a really, really good season. But Klay Thompson and DeMar DeRozan, I literally could not care less about. They are old and bad, and if they were this ability but didn't have the names they did and didn't have the careers they did, no one would care.
All right. Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Nothing really in the NBA then. We can just move off it and go straight into the WNBA. Not going to bury the lead here, but I am. In the Circle Back group chat, You guys were talking all weekend about this Olivia Miles, Azzy Fudd. I don't even know what to call it. Just the passing of Miles for Fudd, of the first overall pick, how much of a mistake it was and how few people are talking about it. Well, again, you said you don't tune into the show. We talked about it last week. That's okay. But I'll give you the floor. You talk about it. How awful of a decision was this? Like, should there be more media uproar around this? I know there was some at the time, but with how good Olivia Miles has played, this is like maybe one of the worst draft decisions in like sports history.
Yeah, well, I think it's like a bit funny to say like how few people are talking about it. Like, it was in the Circle Back chat this week. I think I tweeted about it 4 months ago, talking about how egregious it was. Like, we've known Olivia Miles is this good. People who don't follow the WNBA are now just coming to see it. Like, I'm not saying I knew this before the draft. I'm not a draft follower at all. I did think that Fudd was seemingly a very odd pick at number 1 based on her like meta and her skill set is very unusual for a top overall pick. I was in the understanding that it was a bad draft. It turns out that, maybe the next challenger for the greatest player ever was in the draft, so it wasn't such a bad draft. Yeah, it's one of the worst picks ever. I think that WNBA media likes to talk about how unfairly people treat the league, but at the same time, if this was the NBA, obviously it would be a bit of a different situation. Like, I don't think we've seen many gay relationships in the NBA, so it would be really crazy if it was the NBA. But if something similar happened in the NBA, literally this would never be stopped talking about how insane of a decision it was. So yeah, it's completely wild. The idea that Paige and Olivia Miles couldn't play together is also laughable. Paige is actually naturally a 2. She's been unbelievable as a point guard in the W, but I think could easily be a secondary creator. Even if she was a point guard, who cares? Those are 2 nearly automatic first ballot Hall of Famers in their first and second year playing. The thing that really sucks about the situation that I have not heard anyone talk about is this is just the maybe not the biggest loser, but just an incredibly unfortunate situation for Azzy Fudd. This is not her fault at all. And she is actually awesome. She is incredibly good. She could quite easily be an all-star level player, maybe even better, but she'll never be Olivia Miles. There's no doubt. But this is not her fault. And she's going to her career is going to be, this is going to be one of the first talking points forever for her. So yeah, it just sucks for her. Just an all-time bad decision by Dallas, who's a pretty bad franchise. So yeah, that it's brutal. It was a terrible decision at the time, and not obviously, you don't know that Olivia Miles is going to be this. This is completely insane how good she is. But yeah, it has among the WNBA media, especially people who have been around for a while, who do truly care about the league, who really like it, treat the league with kid gloves, and it's very unfortunate because the only disservice you're doing treating these players with kid gloves is to the players, because to me it means you don't think that they're true professional athletes who deserve to be criticized like the men, when in reality they should. They absolutely should be. And I'm not saying, Fudd should be criticized here, but the organization should be absolutely ridiculed for this ridiculous decision. And I think that the WNBA media isn't really willing to do that.
Yeah, I think it just sucks that they're not willing to do that, because again, that's how you get people to take you. Some people don't want to take them seriously, and that's how you get them to take this, I think, more seriously, is by being honest and transparent with this is a terrible pick. This is Greg Oden over Kevin Durant. This is just going down. Maybe not Greg Oden's a little harsh, but yeah, it's pretty much in the same vein.
Yeah, to me, honestly, this is much worse than Greg Oden over Kevin Durant. Well, because Greg Oden was truly spectacularly good. Okay. You could make a defense that he should be picked number 1. He just got really hurt.
Yeah.
Fudd, who actually is hurt right now, I don't think you could really ever make a defense. That one is much more revisionist history. This, to me, is more people knew at the time that it was such an egregious decision. Obviously, people didn't know Fudd was this good, but didn't know Miles was this good, but like it was very clear at the time that it was a pretty egregious decision.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, let's move off this and talk about the Defensive Player of the Year, because there's a lot to sort of discuss here. Market is very, very close among separating 3 players. Guys, can we quiet down a bit here? Thank you. Sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear the feedback for that in the background, but guys are pretty loud in the office today. Anyways, they don't even care. They didn't even hear me. All right. Gabby Williams, Aja Wilson, Shakira Austin plus 380, Aja Wilson plus 170, Gabby Williams minus 105 right now. 3-horse race for Defensive Player of the Year. Talk me through how you're betting this if you are attacking this, and how worried are you about like co-winners like we saw last year? Last year, FanDuel paid out in a dead heat. So again, just be careful with this. But yeah, Defensive Player of the Year. Any opinion here?
I haven't put any thought into co-winners.
Okay.
I would have to look, but like I don't think last year being co-winners really has any relevance to this. I think it's literally just a luck thing of how the votes shake out.
The only reason why I brought it up is because I didn't even realize that was like even possible. So I was like,
just if you have the exact same amount of votes.
Yeah, true.
Or like points, you have co-winners. So like I wouldn't put too much thought into that, other than the fact that obviously in a very close race, it's more likely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually just not really betting this stuff right now at all. I think it's kind of a terrible time to be betting awards in the W, because we're going to get a lot of people starting to write awards columns. And when you have that, you can really, like, if you're just kind of on top of that, you can get like kind of massive edges. So I think the stuff is pretty relatively fair before we see any voters really start writing about this stuff. But at the same time, you know, I know I have people who I think are very, very good who are betting on Asia right now. I kind of just disagree. She's going to win MVP. She's going to walk into MVP. People have tried to make it a Miles thing. Asia's going to win MVP. And I just do believe, you know, they're not that good with her on D this year. They're not that good overall on D. Golden State is like well above them on D right now. I think that there is just going to be enough voter fatigue that I do think Gabby Williams, especially considering they're 2 points better than anyone on D. She's had a bit of a weird, like, she's come back from the break, missed some time, played really little minutes. But I do, like, they're 6.5 points better than Vegas on D right now. Vegas could fall to like anywhere between, they maybe end up in 5th, but like they could also end up in 10th if they have some bad games. They're way better with her on D, but like they're still not a great D even with her on this season. So yeah, I do think there's some voter fatigue. I think they're probably going to want to vote for other people. I just don't think, like, she obviously has a ridiculous stock numbers, but I still just think that it's probably not Asia's year. But I could be totally wrong. Like, I'm not taking it right now. I obviously do have a lot of Gabby. I'm definitely not taking it at like a minus number or whatever she is right now. So
wait and see.
I'm in very much a wait and see for most awards.
Keep your eye out for any writers you want to shout out for where those where those articles might drop, or just do your own research at home maybe, and you can probably figure it out pretty easily. Speaking of Gabby Williams and the Valkyries,
you got to do some of your own work. You know?
You know what? Like, that's why we bring you on the show. Come on. I didn't even realize you're wearing the tempo hat. I love it. Valkyries Lynx happening today. 4.5 point spread there for the Lynx. Their favorites. Totals 161.5. Juice towards the under. Dream as well playing against the Sparks on the road. Dream 10.5 minus 108. Totals 182.5. Anything you got for us in these games?
I actually really don't have anything today. I probably lean small Minnesota, lean small Sparks, but really just not enough that I would bet either side here. And I actually don't have any props for you guys as well. So I'm sorry to disappoint the people.
That's fine. I'm just going to be betting the Lynx and the Sparks because you, Kirk, there's one thing I know about you is that you're very risk adverse. And I like being a little bit more risky than you. So if you think that if you lean towards those, that's a click in my books. That's a
right.
click in my books. E-Colt saying, you said that the chat should be doing the work. E-Colt saying that you need to do the work. You need to do the work, Kirk. You got to let us know. Give us one name.
I can't. I'm doing the work for you guys for who to follow.
Yeah.
I honestly don't. No one even like really comes to mind. Like just like follow WNBA beat reporters, and I actually don't even know if there's really a list online of who votes for these things. But like, it's not that hard to figure out who it is, and like even like people who don't have a vote but are like WNBA media, like they'll still have like. It's still very relevant as to like what they're thinking. So yeah, just like follow the WNBA and read about it, and don't like get lost in the sauce with all the other dumb stuff.
Don't be standing outside of a Toronto Temple game with the sign saying, "Why don't you let women speak?" Did you go to that game?
No, I was away. I would have.
Right.
But yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's just. Like just so stupid.
Sorry, I told you we're not going to talk about that today. So, anyways, any final thoughts before you head out here? Anything that's on the front of your mind heading into the start of the NBA prep? Any other NFL futures you have for us? I know you like to dip your toes in a lot of different pools here. Anything else you got for us?
Yeah, I do have one NFL future. People are going to hate it. I think it's really good though. Not a great bet if you're like really trying to turn over your bankroll or anything like that. But
can
I think absolutely.
What? Give me like a area. Like, is it a win total? Is it like an award? Is it like a division winner?
None of those things.
Oh, okay. I'm there's so many exotic markets. Okay, just fire from the hip then.
No, it's not exotic at all.
Oh,
lot of liquidity.
Super Bowl? Rams?
You're the right team.
Rams to win the Super Bowl.
Rams to not win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
You got so close.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, like I think the Rams are like just way overpriced. I think it's a ridiculous line. There's also just a lot of downside for this team. I think getting them at 85 cents to not win the Super Bowl is just very, very good, and I'm gonna keep betting it. They moved from like 10% to 15% on the Garrett news. Garrett's obviously extremely good at football. I think that's a bit of an insane move. Plenty of good teams. I think the Rams are very good. I would have them as the best team in the league. Yeah. I don't think they're 16% chance to win the Super Bowl.
All right, that's fair. And one thing I know about you is you don't really value edge rushers as much as I think the market does, based on the last two big edge rusher.
Oh, you're saying Parsons?
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Yeah. I'm just playing with you. Can I give you one on the way out?
Absolutely.
You're gonna go to the NHL. You're gonna go to
the NHL.
Yeah. Is that okay or no?
No, I thought you were giving me a football thing. I don't know anything about the NFL, but I'm or the NHL, but I'm down to hear.
I just honestly, genuinely, like I don't even mean this as a bit. Like basically everything Gavin McKenna over and Gavin McKenna to win Rookie of the Year. I think those are all great bets. Over 61.
Wait, he's not the favorite to win.
He's
Calder?
like 280 to win the Calder, but that's just because Porter Martone is there, who's a year older than him, who didn't play in the. It wasn't a rookie last year. Didn't play last year. So, but
who the fuck is Porter Martone?
Flyers. But listen, if here's how you win the award. If you're Gavin McKenna, you play beside Austin Matthews. And what do I think the Leafs are going to do? Play him beside Austin Matthews. I think it's like just as simple as that. And if there's a chance that he could be on the first power play at some point in the year, and if he's on the first power play, he is a locked, like, I hate to use the lock word, but if he's playing the first power play, very likely to get over 61.5 points at minus 114. Very likely to hit 70 points at plus 180. So I like the 70 points. I like over 61.5 points. If you want to have fun, 25 plus goals. What else? Yeah, Gavin McKenna plus 280, though, is a smash Calder Trophy winner.
You're not going to hear any disagreements from me.
I love that. All right, sounds good. If you're feeling a little fun, you can go 300 to 1 Hart Trophy. No, don't do that. That was a joke. Anyways, Kirk,
I don't hate it.
I think that'd be crazy. He would literally have to be Connor McDavid for that. And if that happens,
Hart's MVP, right?
Yes. So you'd have to be better than
one
Austin.
that genuinely doesn't seem that crazy.
Honestly, yeah. But
it seems like honestly not like a printing money, like a burning money bet. Like that honestly seems like kind of reasonable.
The only thing that would hold me back from that is that he doesn't score. So Austin Matthews being the guy to score on the line if you were to play with Austin Matthews, that's his path. He has to play with Austin Matthews. Obviously, play power play low in the entire season. He would have to have 40 goals, and Austin Matthews would have to score 50 goals. And then how would you know what I mean? It'd be too hard. But anyways, yeah, Calder is a roar. Calder's a roar. All right, Kirk.
Love it.
Any final thoughts before you head out? Nope. All right. We miss you here on the show. Appreciate you coming on. Cannot wait for the busy season. Hopefully you're enjoying your little mini vacation before the start of things getting busy. Appreciate you joining the show. We'll chat soon.
Yeah.
Great stuff there. As always, Kirk, if you want to stick around as well in the background, we're going to spin a quick wheel. Yeah, and he just dips out instantly. We're going to spin the wheel, though, regardless. Screw Kirk, because quickly, got to remind you guys, Forward Progress live today, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. The Monday show is back and ready to go. You're going to want to check it out. G-Stack George is going to be there with Rob and Austin doing the Coach of the Year market. They're going to be doing the Coach of the Year draft. Should be a lot of fun. Today, 3 p.m. Eastern Time on the Forward Progress channel. Then after that, college football is back, and that means Hit the Books is in full swing. Brad Powers, Joey Knish going live 5 p.m. Eastern Time to talk games and answer your questions. Make sure you drop in and say, hey, how excited you guys for week 0, the best week of the whole goddamn year. 5 p.m. Eastern Time on the Hit the Books YouTube channel. Let's bring up the wheel. Let's spin it before we head out here. And as we discuss the wheel, smash the like button. Comment down below which player you're going to pull from the wheel. Also, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Maybe we switch this to decades. We got to switch this to decades. We'll do that. Steelers early 2000s. Ooh, I'm not going to be good at this one. Oh, man. I'm stuck.
Hines Ward.
I was going to say Hines Ward, but was he early 2000s? Yeah. Okay. I thought I was going to say Hines Ward, but I was worried he's going to be a little bit later. You know what? Let's open it 2000 to 2010. That's what we can do. Early 2000s.
Ike Taylor, Troy Polamalu.
Yeah, what am I saying? You know what? You're right. It's just I see the 04 and I get a little nervous. I'm a little young here. Tommy Maddox, XFL legend. Great stuff there. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Keep those rolling in the chat. Smash the like button on the way out if you're new to the channel as well. Hit that subscribe button. Jerome Bettis. Oh, my God. Yeah, Antoine Randall. Oh, God. I really froze. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to Corbie. Shout out to Kirk. Shout out to Jaleel for dropping some good names and keeping everything smooth behind the boards. And shout out to you guys for tuning in. You're going to be redirected to Circle Back live right after this show. So make sure you let them know that we sent you. Appreciate you guys tuning in. This has been the Monday, August 24th edition of the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Betting Network, presented by our good friends over at FanDuel. We'll see you guys right here tomorrow.